Hello my Patreon friends and welcome to this week's Hi-Fi News etc. And we're going to give you a trivia question in a moment, and then after that we've got some Hi-Fi News. Unexpectedly, hey, I've got 4 items for you, and to finish off I've got a hint and tip from your fellow Patreon member Rob. Thank you Rob for the hint and tip. And then I'll give you the answer to this trivia question. And for this week's trivia question, we're staying with the classics. The question is this: the lyrics of the soul big hit by this duo, who went on to develop a successful sideline in children's music, referred to the gang who went looking for the golden fleece. Name the band, name the group. One more time: the lyrics of the soul big hit by a duo who went on to develop a successful sideline in children's music, referred to the gang who went looking for the golden fleece. What was the name of the group? Well, this week's question is a bit of a tough one, isn't it? I like to mix the difficulty level, and I will give you the answer at the end of the video. In the meantime, Hi-Fi News. First up, we're looking at a compact amplifier from TEAC. Now, if you're looking for a small footprint amplifier with added features stuffed within, then check out this design from TEAC, spanning 215mm by 61 by 257mm and weighing a mere 2.3 kilograms. This Hyper-N core design pushes out 25 watts plus 25 watts and features a 32-bit 192 kHz PCM DAC. That also supports DSD 128. Bluetooth is also in the mix, and that handles aptX HD codecs and LHDC and LDAC. Oh, and MQA is also supported. Connections include robust speaker terminals. You get coax and optical, 2 pairs of RCA inputs. There's a sub output. There's a USB-C port in there, and there's also HDMI eARC for your television. Despite the small size, the power socket is a relatively large IEC type. Now, the front of the chassis includes a built-in headphone amplifier with a cross-feed control for the headphones. And what is a cross-feed control, you ask? Well, it's one of those, am I listening to headphones or am I hearing speakers kind of EQ thing. Oh, and you also get a remote control. Prices, well, I have 2. You can either have £799 or €899. And if you're looking for links, I will put them down below in, well, it won't be the description. It'll be a lot easier if I put them down below in a comment. I'll pin a comment below here and you can check them out. Next up, we have a network audio player from Denon. The DNP 2000NE features HIOS integration, which allows you to stream music from the usual suspects, such as Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, and the rest. The HIOS app also allows you to easily manage your local music library and to create playlists. This new Denon box also includes Denon's advanced AL32 processing, plus supporting upsampling to 384 kHz. And bit extension all the way up to 32 of them. There are, in fact, 4 32-bit 384 kHz ES9018 K2M DAC chips in this single box, apparently, and they are configured in a double differential mode. Apart from Wi-Fi, Ethernet is also included, as is USB and Bluetooth. It also supports AirPlay 2, while HDMI ARC is included for a TV connection. You also get 2 optical and 1 coax input. The DNP 2000NE can be yours in black or premium silver for the price of, well, I have 2 of those, 1,599 euros or 1,399 pounds. Next up, we're looking at a speaker from Bang & Olufsen. The B&O BioSound A5 portable speaker has been designed, apparently in collaboration, with a Danish-Italian design duo called Gam Fratesi, I think the pronunciation is, and it arrives in natural aluminium with a sort of woven paper fibre front, plus a light oak handle for, I'll give you some prices now, shall I? I've got three, either $1,049, £899 or €999. You can also buy the speaker in a sort of black anthracite aluminium combo version paired with a dark oak wood, and you've got three prices for that too, and they are $1,149 or £999 or €1,099. Now, thank goodness, because the speaker is, as I say, portable, it does come with an IP65 waterproof rating, and it's also dustproof. In terms of playtime, in terms of battery, you're looking at about 12 hours of play. And speaking of batteries and all that kind of gear, there is also a wireless phone charger integrated into the top panel of the speaker. And the speaker itself can be controlled via an app if you wish. Inside, well, you're looking at a four-way driver setup, and that includes a 5.25-inch mid-bass driver, two 2-inch mid-range drivers, and a 3/4-inch tweeter. This is also a modular design, incidentally, which has been designed to be repaired. Shock horror. So, broken bits can be pulled out, and working replacements can be pushed back in. Who'd have thought? Oh, and if you have two A5s, you can link the pair for stereo sound. And while we're talking about support, the A5 also supports the BeoLink multi-room feature, AirPlay 2, Chromecast, Spotify Connect, and Bluetooth 5.2. And we're going to finish with some high-end speaker news. Speakers from Poland. Active speakers from a company called Pylon, and the speaker range is called Jasper. These speakers support the WiSA HT wireless technology, which means that these speakers support up to 8 channels of HD audio and transmit and receive uncompressed 24-bit 48 or 96K sound over its wireless network with apparently no latency. The supporting amplifier is a 450-watt Class D design. To do this, the speakers work with an app-controlled stereo hub that can also receive audio from wireless Bluetooth sources. That sound is then transmitted to the speakers. You can connect other items to that hub, such as, well, CD players and DACs or whatever. If you like these speakers but prefer a wired setup, then you can do that too. There are XLR sockets at the rear. There are, as you can see here, 2 types of floor standing speakers, and there are also the stand-mounted Monitor 18s. Drivers in this range, well, you can get the 26mm ScanSpeak tweeters. There's also the 150mm or 180mm mid-bass units, and they're also from ScanSpeak. Finishes for the Jasper range include natural veneer, American walnut, Hedan Morocco, I'm not sure, lacquer-based matte white and black, and lacquer high gloss white or black. Prices, I'm going to put them all on the screen right now, and you can see all the variations. And that, folks, is your HiFi news. Let's look at a hint, a tip. as I say, we're back with our fellow Patreon member Rob and his second hint tip for us. And thanks again, Rob, for submitting the hints and tips. And if you'd like to submit a few hints and tips of your own, I'm very happy to see them. It can be anything relating to hi-fi or physical product, CDs, vinyl, cassettes, whatever. Now for this hint and tip, Rob says, the second tip really is around kit placement, separating items on different shelves that you don't listen to together. And Rob gives an example by saying it would be okay to share a DAC with a phono stage. Now, I also feel strongly about this, and Rob is absolutely correct about separating hi-fi components. Now, I've said this before, but hi-fi is essentially anti-social. If you stack hi-fi boxes one on top of another, then you're asking for trouble. Electronic noise is generated from hi-fi components and also cabling, and this noise will migrate from one component to another, and it will affect the output from those components. So, bottom line, you're going to mask fine detail. Now, even having components on the same shelf, which Rob kind of suggests, is to me pushing it if they're close together. If there's enough space between the two components, the two boxes, yeah, that's fine in my opinion. But I would rather put as much distance as possible between each and every hi-fi component. So sure, you can have two boxes sharing the same shelf, as long as I say there's a gap, a bit of a gap in between. I wouldn't push them together. That's, again, asking for trouble. This is also, for example, why I recommend a separate phono amplifier over a built-in model. That is a phono amplifier built into a turntable or a phono amplifier built into an amplifier. Now, they're fine if you're limited on your budget, and they're fine to get you up and running in terms of having a turntable and running a vinyl system. But as an upgrade to improve the sound, I would always recommend a separate phono amplifier in its own little box, separated from the amplifier, the main amplifier. So yes, this is why a dedicated hi-fi shelving unit is very important for sound quality. Shelving is not just there to look nice. It does an important job in sonic terms. So, thank you, Rob. Much appreciated. And that's basically it. But you're going to want an answer to our rather tough trivia question. Hey, let's do that now. And the question is, the lyrics of the sole big hit by a duo who went on to develop a successful sideline in children's music referred to the gang who went looking for the golden fleece. Who were the duo? And the answer is, They Might Be Giants. In their hit, Birdhouse in Your Soul, the singer recalls an ancestor of his whose job was to kill off Jason and countless screaming Argonauts. So now you know, and I want to thank you for staying to the end of this video, and to remind you that down below there are, well, down in the comments section in this case, there are links if you want to find out more about the news items I've talked about in this particular video. And I will be back next week with another hi-fi news, etc. I hope to have your company then. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.